I'm Nancy Norman with Weekly Wisdom. Well, as we continue our study of the book Working with God by Gardner Hunting, the second chapter, the title is Any Job You Want. Whoa! Any job you want? Yes, any job you want. Well, I'd like to see what that looks like, wouldn't you? I have a few ideas about what it would look like that I want to share with you. First of all, you have to know what you want. You have to know what you want. What type of job do you want? What do you want to be doing? What's your talent? What's your love? What do you love to do? You know, a number of years ago, there was a book, and the title was Do What You Love to Do, and the Money Will Follow. I happen to believe that that is true. Do what you love to do it well, do it consistently, do it with all your heart and soul, and the money will follow. So, number one, in having the job that you want, you have to know what it is. What job do you want? I want you to remember that we were given gifts and we were given talents. When we entered this life experience, we didn't come empty-handed. We came in to this life experience financed by God. God instilled within each of us every single thing that we would ever want or ever need. So you came into this world with all the gifts and all the talents that you would ever need. There is something that only you can do, a place, a position that only you can fill. There's a place for me that only I can fill, that only I can do. There's a saying in metaphysics, and that is, what you are seeking is seeking you. So that heart's desire, that job that you really want, you know what it is, that is seeking you. Just as much as you are seeking it, it is seeking you. That company that you want to work with, that job that you know you could fill to a T, is seeking you. What you are seeking is seeking you. Well, all too often, we think of our perfect job as being too good to be true. Let me enlighten you. That is not the case. If you know what you want, then that is the universe saying, yes, you can have it. If you have that desire, if you know deep in your heart what you want, then that is the universe saying, yes, it's here for you. The very thing that you want is among the possibilities for you, or you would not even want it. So the desires of your heart are not simplistic little wishes. The desires of your heart are real. The desires of your heart are for you. And they're saying, yes, this is for you. You can have this. Remember that there's good for you. There's good for me. And you ought to have it, and I ought to have it. We ought to live that beautiful, beautiful life. There's good for you, and you ought to have it. And the first step is knowing what you want, and then going after it. Dr. Emily Cady, the early metaphysician, wrote a book called Lessons in Truth. And she had some wonderful things to say about those desires that we have in our hearts, those desires that sometimes we don't pay too much attention to. We'd like to, but it seems like it's just too good to be true. Well, let me tell you what Emily Cady says. She says in her book, Lessons in Truth, desire for anything is a thing itself in its infancy. That is, the thing you desire is not only for you, but has already been started towards you out of the heart of God. It is the first approach of the thing itself striking you that makes you desire it or even think of it at all. Now she goes on to say, remember this, desire in the heart for anything is God's sure promise, sent beforehand to indicate that it is yours already in the limitless realm of supply, and whatever you want, you can have for the asking. So those desires that you have had, the desires of your heart, they're real. They're real. They're for you. They're for you. So desire is the thing itself in its infancy. It is God tapping at the door of our minds, trying to give us our greater and greater good. You see, you would never even have had the desire unless it was already manifest and ready to come into your life. Now, Gardner Hunting, the author of Working with God, talks about desire also in this chapter, Any Job You Want. And he says, very similar, but put a little bit differently. Desire is implanted in you by a power that intends you to have what that desire calls for. You have no desire that this power has not given you. Desire was meant to be fulfilled. And he goes on to say, this power will grant you the desire, has already granted it, because this power is the only power there is in the universe. It is the power for which another name is God. So God has a plan for you, and it's a mighty plan. And he's given you that desire in your heart so that you may become aware of it and experience it. I want to share a story with you. A number of years ago, a young woman came to me, and she was a little bit distraught because she had just graduated from college with her master's in child psychology. And she so wanted to share her talent and her gift, and she knew that she could help so many children. Well, she came to me because she found that she was getting no response. She knew exactly what she wanted to do. And in fact, she knew exactly where she wanted to do it. She even knew what facility she wanted to work in. But she had sent resumes to no avail. She had called. She had asked for appointments, again, to no avail. And so she came, and we were discussing what the next step was. And I reminded her that what she was seeking her. That desire of her heart was so intense, so sincere. I said, it can't go unheard. It's right here. And you have to know that. You have to know it's right here, ready to become manifest in your life. Well, as we talked, she remembered the law of giving and receiving. That as you give, you receive. And that when you receive, you receive in an increased amount. It's multiplied. And she said, you know, Reverend Nancy, what I think I'll do, I think I'll volunteer. I have another job, so I can't volunteer a lot, but I'm going to speak to the volunteer department because that's where I want to be. I want to be in that facility. I want to be helping those blind children. Well, that's exactly what she did. She remembered the law of giving and receiving. She wanted to give, and she wanted to give from her heart. She wanted to give that desire. She went to the volunteer coordinator. She was put on immediately as a volunteer when her time permitted. And guess what? She was loving what she was doing. And it became very obvious that that's where she belonged. And she was given the job. What you give, you receive. Follow the desire of your heart. Follow the desire of your heart because it's there for you. God bless you and have a wonderful, wonderful week.